Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and well done to those of you who noticed been travelling a bit lately. So had some holiday in various parts of Spain, that was brilliant, and then a couple of days at the Olympic Games last weekend where I was at the Rugby Sevens at the Stade de France and watched Antoine Dupont help the French to their gold medal, which was marvellous as well. And then managed to spend a couple of days in the USA, met a couple of people who've watched the channel before. Brilliant and very good to see you. Christian, Leon and others. Excellent. So thank you very much for bearing with what have been some pre-recorded videos lately. But today I am promoting today's Patreon launch. So on Patreon today, it's the first of the month, so it's time that we released our Patreon monthly reward. And this month it is by a group of constructors called Scojojobo, because they are called Scojojobo and Jobo, and they've fully portmanteaued that, which is marvellous. And we just got a message from them to say they'd got all excited and collaborated together to make a promo, which is called Projojojomo, which is fantastic. The puzzle, the pack is called the Clone Pack, the CTC Clone Pack. It is not all clone puzzles. In fact, only one of them is a clone puzzle, so don't assume that. There are a large variety of ways in which these three constructors have used their pseudonyms, which I believe came about in an entirely organic, separate and coincidental way. And they are Scojo, Jojo and Jobo together. And they've given us this promo to try, so I'm going to give it a go. And if this whets your appetite, I'd be surprised if it didn't. Then join us on Patreon, where not only can you see monthly crossword solves and videos of past sudoku hunts being solved, and occasionally Simon grappling with a very tough puzzle, my connections videos, but you can also get the monthly hunts like this one, the one we're promoting. So give that a try. And of course on the links under the video you could also get all of our apps, which are fantastic as well. And I don't think they feature any of the rules in today's puzzle. Oh, maybe difference dots. Anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, those are great fun too. So the links under the video are great. They'll take you to Sven's Sudoku pad as well, and our merchandise, you can get yourself a mug like this. And the first link, however, is to Projojojomo by Scojojobo. And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That's obviously to the 9x9 grid. So we'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now the letters in this puzzle, each of the letters represents a distinct digit from 1 to 9. We get a little aide-memoire box at the bottom to work out what they are. And the clones mean that shaded regions with the same shape have identical digits in the same positions without rotation or reflection. So that digit must be the same as that one. This one must be the same as that one. So we're looking at two pairs of clones, one there and one here, obviously. And then within these larger green circles, those digits, or the digits that these letters represent, must appear in the 4 cells surrounding the clue. If a digit appears more than once in the clue, it must appear at least that many times in the 4 surrounding cells. So there are 2 O's in this 2x2, whatever O represents, as well as a J and a B. And finally, the smaller white dots or circles contain the difference indicated by the dot. And you can see that the greens spell out, well, this is Scojo up here, this is Jojo, here's Jobo, here's another Jojo. And we've also got the letters of Sudoku involved in this puzzle. It's a brilliant idea. Give it a try anyway. I'm going to start it now. Let's get cracking. Let's see how we go. So, yes, I was going to say I don't understand, because obviously these letters I certainly need the letter tool available. That's no doubt at all. These, I'm going to start with letters. These are J and O twice each because of that Jojo. In fact, that must happen on the other Jojo as well. Now, here, that's using up both J and O for rows 2 and 3. So around this SCOJ circle, J and O must now be in the top row with S and C here. Now this O is confusing me. That is not a circle, that is a difference. That's why the fact that there's an O appearing there doesn't ruin this. So O is the difference between that cell and that cell. Okay, I'm going to try and ignore these white dots during the early part of solving here because they're just going to confuse me if I try and focus on them, I think. So there are 2 C's. Well, here there are 2 O's and a J and a B. I don't know. Okay, we can use the clone. C or S means that's C or S. Now, that's very interesting because there have to be 2 C's around this green wheel. One of them can be in box 6, but one of them is in one of those 2 cells. Therefore, this is not a C. Therefore, this is S. And I can put it in as a big digit. That must now be C. Do I know this is C? No. I know that one of those is C and one of those is C. Now, it doesn't mean that this can't be C, this C on the white dot. Because, say C was low, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you could have a 3 here and a 6 here and still fulfill this. If C was high, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it couldn't appear here because you'd have to have a 0 here, if you see what I mean. Now, S must be in one of those 2 cells on this wheel because it can't be there in the box. So there is an S somewhere here. That S is not in the bottom left of the clone because it couldn't be on the other bit of the clone. Can I do more with J's and O's? I have a feeling I probably can. We've got them both in boxes 1, 2, and 3, and in boxes 7 and 8. So J and O in box 9, oh yeah, they have to both be here because that JO pair is looking at that digit. So that's a JO pair. This is a BO pair, not too smelly, I hope. And B, I suppose it could be around here. This could be a BOKU group. B, this is the only indication of B in the puzzle is over here. Now, let's keep going with JOs because I've got them in boxes 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So in boxes 4, 5, and 6. Yes, they're here in box 5. Because we've got that pair and that S written in. So this is a JOKU group. Joku here. That's an SD pair now. That is on the clone, so that's a DS pair there. Now B I was going to look at. B is in one of those 2 cells now in box 5. Joku S. What are the other digits? B, D, C, and T. There is a T around here. Oh, I was going to keep going with JOs. So O is there. J is in one of these 4 cells because those 2 are looking at that. So that's a virtual X-wing with that. And J must then be in one of these 2 cells. Which is quite interesting because it means J and whatever else is here have a difference of C. This is something I didn't think about doing earlier, but all the white dots, if there were 8 different letters in those white dots, we would know that the other letter was a 9, because that can never be the difference between 2 cells. So what differences do we have? We have the letters of sudoku. That's 5 letters. And C, oh, that's all, just 6 differences marked in the puzzle. Okay, well, worth checking. Now, this is on the clone. So it can't be JOCS, KU, or B. This is D or T in those cells. Okay, my apologies. I've now worked out that if I press Control T, rather than getting a T written into this cell, I open up a new tab, which was not my intention. So I'm putting DT in there and D and T in here. Now, this can't be a C because it would see that cell up there. And that means these two are C's. That could easily be a T based on the wheel, but, well, it's certainly not a C. Okay, so, but there's a DS pair looking at that cell, so it definitely is a T. Right, and now in this column we've got DSCTJO, we've got B, K, and U to place. That one sees a K and U in its box, so that's B. These other two are K and U in some order, or UK to use the current, oh no, it's not the current Olympic designation because the UK team is normally called Team GB, slightly inaccurately. Anyway, we have J, K, and U to place along here, and we know that J is not there. J, K, U, DS, so we can put C in this box, and everything else is B, O, or T, but this cloney cell can't be an O, so that is B, or, now I have to be careful when I press Control T. I never knew about Control T. It serves me right. It's probably only in Firefox, isn't it? Anyway. JOCST. D is in one of those cells. Yeah, D is in one of those cells because of box 1 and that DS pair ruling it out of those cells. But it can't be here because that would be here. And no, it wouldn't. It would, well, it's fine. It would be there on the clone, and that's impossible because of that DS pair. So D must go there. These are all from B, K, and U. I'm just going to write those in. And that includes, well, that one is K or U from the previous clone. This one is now B, K, or U, according to what we just learnt. C and T. Oh, this looks like a naked single letter. K-U-D, J-O-S-T, and C. That has to be a B. It's much harder to do this in letters, isn't it? Because you get so used to cycling around the digits in your head, and now it's a whole group of letters. D, K, and U have to go in these 3 cells. Now, that's potentially very useful because 2 of them are cloney cells. So these are from D, K, and U, but obviously the left one can't be a D. S. S is either there or there in box 1, box 2 that is rather. These are from B, O, and T, so that one is either O or T. Now, the clone, sorry, I'd forgotten this, the clone is telling me that's a C and this is B or T. Now, what does that C do for me? It keeps C out of these cells. So C in the top row, that's really interesting. C in the top row can now be placed. If it's kept out of those cells by the clone, it's also kept out of those cells by placed Cs, so it has to be here. And that means this is S, thanks to the pencil marking. These must include D and T, and that means this is a B at the bottom. That goes into the clone. That means that on the bottom of this, no, in the second row of this clone, we've got KU. And this is a T by elimination in box 8. And now T in box 7 has to be in the top row of the clone. copy that to the other clone. C is down here in box 3. C's were actually going very well. Yeah, there's a C here in box 7. That's going to help even further. I think we're down to an X-wing on C's to finish off the C's. I'm going to have to think about the numbers at the end, but I think we're going to do this in letters first of all. That's a KU pair, so that's a B. Now, one of those is also a B. It's a BC pair. That is a T to complete the row. This is DK or U. I don't know which. I might have to start thinking about the letters about the numbers before I complete all of the letter comparisons. Oh, look, we do have C on a C pair. So C is now 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's only going to be the white letters that help me with these. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to find out more. So B, I've got a B X-wing there and there. So B's in one of those 2 cells. But where's B in row 8? That's interesting. B in row 8 is not in the top row of the clone, the 2x2 clone, because of that B. So it's in one of those 3 cells, but we've just worked out it's in one of those 2, so the overlap is here. That's B. And that's B in row 7. And that places S, which in turn places T. And that's on the clone, so I can put S and T on the clone up there. This is DK or U, so is that. S and T. Oh, in this row I need an S, that's here. I now know that S is twice C, because if it was C minus C, that would be 0. So it's C plus C. S is twice C. Okay, I want to find other. I'd like that to be a D, so that I could do multiples all over the place. That's very interesting. Anyway, J, O, C, S, B, D, T, U, and K in this column. Not so easy to place. I think I've finished with all the green wheels. The clones, though. Can I use the clones any more than I have? Yes. Well, I can use sudoku to tell me about DS. Then I can use the clone to fix that DS. Then I can put an S by sudoku here. That's not a B anymore. This is an OT pair, so that resolves J and O up there. And that's not J, this is J. Right, this row, C, D, B, S. No, not that interesting. B, S, C, C, B, O, S. Whatever that is must be in one of these cells. It's the second out of K and U. No, I don't know. Oh, this row, I've only got K and U left to place. So they go there. Now I've got a KU pair in column 8. SKU. Don't know. Okay, let's do these. These are C, D, and T. Oh, I've done it again. So sorry. There we go. C, D, and T. I know. You'll be able to tell me, although and I could probably look it up. There is some shortcut disenabler, but I haven't found that. Anyway, D's in one of those cells, so that's not a D, which is pretty obvious in the box anyway. C, S, B. O we need in this. O is in one of those 2. That's not helpful. Is there any letter missing in this column? No, but we have to place a C in it, either there or there. Right, I can't put a... No, that's not true. I was going to say I couldn't put a C here. but I don't know anything about that. Okay, so let's start using the letters. C is 1, 2, 3 or 4, and S is double C, is 2, 4, 6 and 8. That's based on this one. Now what other letters are fully filled in? S and T have a difference of O. I don't think anything else is fully filled in at all. That's annoying. Now, if S plus, well, I don't know which is higher out of S and T. If this was an O, then I would know that T was the highest, I think, out of those groups. It's not, you know, even if I could find that out, it's not necessarily very helpful information. I'm certainly going to get very confused now if I have to pick away at these letters, and I probably do. Maybe there are some eliminations that will help me complete the Sudoku on the letters first. Okay, going back to my earlier thought. B, J and T are the letters that don't appear in the little white dots. So they must include 9. Now they might include 8 if there were 2 alternatives. If there was an 8 in a letter on a white dot, it could only separate 2 letters in one way. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's going to get me very far. K in this row separates both B and something and S and something, and also C and something up here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really, as it's fairly clear, I don't really know how to progress properly at this point. I'm going to have to come up with some inspiration. So the difference between C and S is C, which is 1, 2, 3 or 4. Here we've got C as the difference between J and either K or U. Oh, that would be interesting. What I'm now thinking would be interesting is that since C is the difference between C and S, C can't be the difference between S and something else other than C anywhere. But actually it's not trying to be. That is T, U or K. This one though, I don't know, it's not S, C, B or O or D. J, K, T or U, I reckon. Is that telling me anything? It doesn't feel like it is. S is even, it's 2, 4, 6 or 8. I don't know, I think this is very hard to pick your way through the end game here. I'm struggling a bit to see any pairs or triples or quadruples there. Could colour the KUs against each other, but I think that would run out of steam quite quickly. Maybe KD and U. Oh no, maybe it wouldn't because of the clones. Let's try colouring orange and blue KU. So they are the same as the clone over here. That colours to here and here. That colours, to here and here, which actually I know from the clone, I hadn't even seen this, is not a D. So that is D. This might make quite a difference actually. That's not D, this is D. Now D is on a double. So D, like C, is 1, 2, 3 or 4, and this J or O is its double. Interesting. That's become a T by Sudoku. And this is now a CD pair. That's not a T. This is a part of a KU pair. And that, therefore, is not K or U. It is J or T. That's a KU pair. Ah. And if it was a K, K would again be a low digit doubling to another digit. I bet that's going to happen. Anyway, I was colouring blues and oranges. That one's blue, that one's orange. That's blue, that's orange. I don't see how I'm going to be able to... I've got that little pair here of K's and U's. Oh, I can do this pair. I hadn't seen them, sorry. Orange and blue. Now, if that was a K, that's really interesting then. Then K doubles to C and C doubles to U to S. But I don't know. I don't know how I know that either can or can't be a K. And then I don't think I can colour these remaining KUs until I learn something about this K difference. So I kind of ran out of steam there. KU, CBO, S, J, T, and D. So that's marked up all the cells, and only one of them has 3 possibilities in it, the one I'm in here. So, still need to figure out something about halves and increasing. Right, if C was a 4, S would be an 8, and this difference would be 8 between 9 and 1 and 9. If that was a U, U would also be in this category of digits on their own letter. And that could be an O. There's so many of them that are possible now. Gosh, I'm not understanding how to do the disambiguation here at all, so I'm going to have to think it through. J's difference. S is O different from T. D is another one of these 1, 2, 3, or 4 because it's on a D here. U could be, K could be, O could be, K, I don't know. I hope I'm not just missing a bit of Sudoku. That would be very irritating. And I feel I'm not. But I don't know for sure. Gonna have to get inspired by something in a moment. Okay, S is even. So T and whatever letter this is have the same parity. That's not very helpful. Gosh, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do, as is very painfully clear. So, if that was K, K would be 1 or 2, C would be 2 or 4, S would be 4 or 8. And one of these, well, it makes a big difference if S is 4 or 8 to this sum, to this deduction. Maybe I need to do more colouring against of these other digits. That's not something that had really occurred to me as likely to be necessary. Obviously, there are pairs that just resolve against each other, like there and here. But there are a few other bits and pieces, maybe using this cell because it goes round the corner. Don't know. Ah, goodness, I'm sorry. I don't really know what to do here. Is there something very simple going on that I can't see? Oh, goodness. I mean, K is the only thing that's going to resolve those. If that was U, is that a problem? That's a weird thought. I almost want to say those can't both be U's because they both have a K difference to other digits. But if U was in between, say 6 is in between 3 and 9 by a 3. I don't know. Oh, I think this is very hard to get your head around how to finish it. C, S, B, T, D. I haven't missed a rule, have I, that would help? No, I've got the clones. They're sort of done. The quads are all obeyed. I don't think I've missed a rule. I just need to figure out these number assignments from these small white dots. That's what needs to happen next. Right, either J or O here is even, is 2, 4, 6 or 8 to D's half of it. So this is a black dot and this is a black dot in Kropke terms. But I don't know. I mean, there's so many possible differences. I struggle to see how this unwinds really cleanly in a simple way. So I'm just going to have to keep considering it. Sorry, there's nothing I can do except figure out what's going on. If C was a 4, S would be an 8. This would be a 9-1 pair. S would be an 8 there, with a difference of K from either J or T. That's so open-ended. It's just, I don't know. How am I meant to do this? B, O, J plus or minus C equals K or U. Oh, well that... Right. Yes, okay. That, comparing those two, that is interesting. Because this can't be J. Because J plus or minus orange would always be the same character. Wow. I mean, that's hard to see, honestly. I don't feel embarrassed about taking 5 minutes to see that on its own. That's hard. Let's hope it helps, although I'm not absolutely convinced about that yet. So we get to this position next, do we? But maybe that's the sort of technique we're now needing. J to orange there couldn't have been the same as J to orange there. Right. So now, orange to B has a difference of U. Not relevant. Orange to O has a difference of O. Ah, O is now another digit on its own letter. So O is definitely 1, 2, 3 or 4, and whatever orange is double 1, 2, 3 or 4. Goodness me. Okay, S. S to T has a difference of O, so that can't be T. There it is. It is this technique. It is vital throughout. Wow. That's tough sledding. Okay, that sorts out those. Now I'm left to a few JO pairs and a few KU pairs. Have I got anything definite or as a fourth self? I've got a black dot there, I've got a black dot here, and I've got a black dot there. Is anything else forced to be a black dot? Right, I can colour these because of that versus that. This can't be B orange, or the difference would have to be U. So that's blue. This is so strange. Those are orange. And one of these two is BK. No, that's it. This can't be BK because that would be BU. We've already had 3 digits from 1, 2, 3, 4 that double on their own letter. And we can't have 2 more. So these go the other way round. That is, yeah, all of the blue are U now. And oh, this is quite complicated. All of the orange are K. Now I'm still left with my JOs, which I'm going to have to sort out in due course. Don't know. But now, if I compare these two, I think it's probably true to say that B is the sum of U and K. So I'm going to get out the pen tool to sort of mark off black dots. We've got one there. We've got one there now. That has happened. Right, that's huge. What else? We had a D one somewhere. Where's the D in the circle? There. And we had an O in an O circle. Did we? Yes, here. Right, and look at this chain. O is doubled to K. K is doubled to C. This is such a relief. C is doubled to S. Wow, is D doubled to O? The answer is no. Because D, K, O and C are the 1, 2, 3, 4 group. D, K, O and C are the 1, 2, 3, 4 group. And O, K, C, S are in the same family of either 1, 2, 4, 8 or 3 and 6. So they must be 1, 2, 4, 8. So I'm going to go with O equals 1, K equals 2, doubling up to C equals 4, and C doubles up to S equals 8. Yeah, that's right. And now the other family is D equals 3, and it's clearly not O equals 6 there. It must be J equals 6. So that sorts out this JO pair. Don't know if it sorts out this other one. Not really. Anyway, we've now got some numbers, and I might as well fill those into the grid. So we'll start with C, which we now know equals 4. D equals 3. J equals 6, K equals 2, O equals 1, and S equals 8. Right, let's get rid of those black lines again. They did actually help me a little bit, which is probably a bit weird at this stage. Now, we've still got B, T and U to sort out as 5, 7 and 9. And we've got this B, T and U. B and U have a difference of K, which is 2. So they're either 5, 7 or 7, 9. That actually is surprisingly not helpful. T and 8 have a difference of O, which is 1. So T is 7 or 9. Sorry, I could have learned something from this. B, U have a difference of 2. I can learn... no, I don't know. Maybe I can't yet. I'll do something else instead. Down here, T... this is a difference of 8. So T has to be 9. There we go. And this is a 1. I don't even know what letter that was. It's O, apparently. And this other one was therefore J, which is 6. There we go. Now we have to sort out 5 and 7, which we know have a difference of 2 here. So here it is. 2 plus the difference of 5, which is U, give 7, which is B. So B is 7, U is 5, and there we go. What an intriguing puzzle, Scojojobo. That's very tough, but very interesting. I mean, the last stage of that, the converting letters to numbers, was very difficult for me, as you saw, and required that very specific technique of ruling out similar... I can't remember where I did it, but one version of 2 letters compared had to have a different difference from the other version. So strange. Anyway, I'm delighted to have finished that. Most entertaining. I think that would be at the very hard end of puzzles in the pack. Not so hard to start, but obviously to finish, I found that difficult. I have tested all the puzzles in the pack, or we've tested them all between us, and it's brilliant. But there's nothing, that would be at the hard end. Anyway, there we go. Thank you for watching. Sorry, I'm a bit stumbly now, but a pleasure to bring this to you, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.